We've never seen a year like 2022, or at least I've never seen one. In this video, I'll talk about all the things you should never do if you're a real estate investor or want to be one. If you do any of these things, you'll be in big trouble. Now that we've said that, let's start. Hello everyone and welcome to Success Wisdom. In this video, we're going to talk about things to avoid about how to invest in real estate 2022. If you're new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. There have been many crazy years in the real estate market for a long time. And I would say that each of year is different and has its own set of problems. Right now, inflation is at its highest level ever, and interest rates are going up very quickly. The stock market is at an all-time high and the real estate market is at an all-time high as well. That should make you a little worried, since the average is between 3 to 5% and we've had 15 to 20% in a lot of markets. There are also a lot of strange things happening around the world and even in the United States, which makes this year kind of strange. Let's get started on how to invest in real estate 2022 using hard-earned savings into real estate. Number 1, don't buy a property at the same cap rate you would have bought it at 4, 5, or 6 months ago. Here's why you can buy at lower than normal cap rates when interest rates are very low. But when interest rates starts to go up, a cap rate that used to be good is no longer good if you're using leverage. The market is still going up and has been going up for the past year. But interest rates are going up so much that you have to think about that. Unfortunately, a lot of people look at a property's cap rate. A year ago, you might have been able to buy an 8-cap property, but now you can't because interest rates are so high. So if you're thinking about buying real estate, make sure you look at the cash on cash return and make sure that number is where it needs to be before you buy a property. Number 2, paying off real estate. I want to explain this next one because your gut will tell you to do it, but you shouldn't, and I'll show you why. A person with $20 million in real estate says, "I've had a good year, but this market is making me nervous. I think I'll pay off a couple of my properties." In my opinion, this is the dumbest thing you could do, and here's why. He's been buying properties with interest rates between 3% and 4%, and maybe even lower on some of those deals if he did a great job. Paying off that debt means that if interest rates keep going up, your money is just sitting in the bank or in very liquid places where it's locked up for 3 to 6 months and very well protected. You can get close to that in interest on your money and have it much more liquid and not worry about interest rates going up. If you need that money, you'll have to refinance at much higher interest rates. So if you already have properties with good debt, long-term debt, and low interest rates, don't pay them off. So please keep that money in cash because I promise you there will be opportunities for that money right now and in the very near future that you'll want to take advantage of, and you don't want to pull it out of a property with bad debt. So please stack cash or find a place where you can get a small return that's completely safe, whether that's with your bank or something else. I just made a deal with my bank for very good interest rates, and as rates go up, I'm getting paid by the bank for certain things I've set up. I have to put the money in a safe place for about 3 to 6 months. I don't mind having some of my money locked up as long as it's in a very safe investment at the bank where I can get some of it back in interest. I'm trying to save money on interest by paying down some of my properties. I'm telling you, paying off a property and getting rid of a payment won't help you as much as having that cash in the bank to take advantage of opportunities or to use to be able to pay those payments in the future if things go wrong and you need those reserves because something weird happens with rents coming in or anything else that could happen in the future. So please make sure you have a good reserve pile and don't do something stupid like pay off a property. Number 3, don't over leverage. If you take on too much debt, I can promise you that you'll regret it in the next 2 years. This means that you should spend so much of your money, take out a lot of debt and leverage, and not keep enough money in the bank. So at this point in my life, I'm doing this. And I suggest to other people that they keep at least 1 year's worth of savings for all of their personal and business expenses. This includes any property expenses or loans. In this way, you are very safe from leverage. That means you're going to buy a piece of real estate without enough money saved up. If something goes wrong, you'll be in a lot of trouble. The other thing you need to make sure you do, while not overextending yourself, is make sure the leverage you do take on is not crappy debt. That means making sure you're doing everything you can to get a 30-year fix, or at the very minimum, a 10-year fix on your loans. Unless you already own a ton of real estate, you can hedge your debts by doing some of those short-term loans. But even then, I would caution you against getting any kind of ARM loans, because my prediction or my guess is that even 5 years from now, rates are going to be higher than they were 2 or 3 years ago, or higher than they are right now. Even if rates do come down, you can always refinance, but if they go up and they stay up, and then you're forced into a higher interest rate 5 years from now, that could be very problematic depending on what the market does now. Before we continue discussing how to invest in real estate 2022, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Number 4, don't count on a big rise in value. Back 5 years ago, there were a lot of lucky people in this market, and it's true that we've had ridiculously high appreciation year after year after year for as long as we have. It's a bit strange. Is it crazy that the price has gone up by 15 to 20%? Even though interest rates are going up, that makes no sense and can't keep going on. We can't use the market going up at these crazy rates as an excuse to buy bad things. A lot of people have really stretched their numbers because, hey, the last couple of years have been crazy. Last year, I should have bought these properties, but I didn't because the numbers didn't look great. But now, though, they would have been good investments. You can't buy a house that way anymore. You can do it if you plan to sit on it for 30 years and don't care. But I promise, I will care in 30 years. Well, let's hope that as long as things keep going the way they have, you'll always be safe by the fact that those properties will eventually go up in value. However, you can't buy with that as your main reason for buying, and a lot of people have used that to justify mediocre purchases in the last few years. They've been saved by crazy inflation and crazy appreciation. And I'm telling you right now that it's not a smart purchase right now, so please don't buy it. Putting your money on inflation is the only way to get out of a bad deal. Number 5, don't trust realtors, loan officers, or anyone else right now. They might be taking advantage of your fear to get you to buy something so they can make money. You want to know the market well enough to feel like you're making an informed choice. They have money riding on your choice, so they will be motivated to get you to spend money. Make sure you're not thinking, this property will be worth this much in the future, so you should buy it. Or, if you do a 5-year term, it's totally worth it because you can get a lower rate now and make your numbers work so you can buy this property. You can refinance later, but you don't know how long you'll have to wait for the numbers to make sense when you refinance. So don't give in to someone who wants to line their own pockets by getting you to buy something stupid. Number 6, don't buy a home or an investment property based on how you feel about it. Right now is one of the worst times in the history of investing to go out and buy something stupid. If you have a lot of money and aren't worried because you have more money than you need, then go ahead and spend too much on a house. So what, right? But it doesn't make sense to YOLO right now on a stupid investment property. If you want to buy an investment property, make sure it's a good deal with good rates. And don't let your feelings get in the way. You must use your brain on how to invest in real estate 2022. The last thing I want to say is that there are still great deals, and maybe even better deals now than there were 6 months or a year ago. I think this is the most important thing I want to say. I say this because there are a lot of extremes, and because there are a lot of extremes, there is a lot of fear, and because there is a lot of fear, there are a lot of people who want to sell. They're almost ready to retire and are thinking the market has reached its peak. I would sell at a discount just to get my hands on that equity and put myself in a good position because I wanted to sell. We've seen a crazy rise in value, so they're ready to be sold. You're ready to buy, and often you can take advantage of a great deal. That works out well for you both. That's why I'm pushing everyone very hard right now to take advantage of deals that don't go through the market. I haven't seen a drop in the market for multifamily homes or even single-family homes yet. Even though interest rates are going up, I'm seeing it stay pretty steady. I know that a lot of people in the MLS are afraid of that now. You can use this fear to your advantage if you send out a mailer and get an off-market deal with someone who wants to sell because they need cash and have heard that interest rates are going up but aren't paying attention to the market. If they don't have a real estate agent, you can find a huge deal that works for both of you. I know there are a lot of things you should avoid, but there's one thing you shouldn't avoid: buying real estate at great prices. This is what will help you and your family in the long run. We've reached the end of another video and thank you for watching. I hope you have learned how to invest in real estate 2022. If you like this video, do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.